Hello everyone, Peter here, bringing you some Call of Duty Cold War gameplay. I want to start off this video by shouting out Krahu. He's the reason why I am even making this video. I've been a long-term subscriber of Krahu. I'll leave the link to his channel in the description. Krahu, I hope that you're listening to this, that you find a moment to listen. I've been a long time sub, like I said. You made me get into Medal of Honor Warfighter all the way back to 2012, and watching you play Call of Duty Cold War made me want to get the game, and yeah, there we go. Anyway, I wanted to start off by saying that I feel like this game isn't perfect by all means, but I also don't think that it's a bad game. Does it have flaws? Yeah, quite a few of them. But I will get into everything that I've seen so far, at least in the first 12, 13 hours that I put into the game, which is almost as much as I put into Black Ops 3 and 4 combined. So that tells you how I've been feeling about the Call of Duty franchise. But I do want to say that I don't buy any Infinity Ward games, because after Modern Warfare 3 being a massive failure to me, I just stayed away from them. So Treyarch has all, is all the games that I've been buying are from them, because I tried so hard to get into Modern Warfare 3. I remember that was the first game that I actually pre-ordered, because I got Black Ops already during its life cycle, and Modern Warfare 2 after Black Ops came out. So those were my first two games, and I was really hyped for Modern Warfare 3, and as much as I tried, I just could not get into that game. But anyway, moving on to Black Ops Cold War, I want to say that I feel like the guns are actually pretty good. There's a few of them that are definitely overpowered in my opinion, like every single tactical assault rifle, but I will get into why that's a bigger problem in just the next moment. The Krieg is also definitely overpowered, and the MP5, but I mean that happens with every single game. I mean, who doesn't remember the FAMAS being one of the most overpowered weapons, which also turned out to be one of my favorite weapons in Black Ops. But the fact that, for example, the AK-47 is also a very good gun, and most of the submachine guns are as well. I'm really big fan of the Bullfrog. I just tried it on, and I actually really enjoyed this weapon. It's not one that I see often. You definitely see a lot of more MP5s, AK-74Us. So I don't think that the guns itself are problematic, except for the fact that some of the maps are so large that they basically force people into using tactical rifles. But again, I will get onto that later. I want to say that I'm also pretty happy that shotguns are back to being secondary weapons. Like I said, I didn't really play a lot of Black Ops 3 and 4, so I don't know if that change happened a while ago, or even if it just happened now. But the fact that I can use shotguns as my secondary weapon is definitely awesome, and I am a huge fan of both of the shotguns. But I do have to say that I'm a little bit sad that the Howard doesn't always give you a one-shot kill when you're basically less than a meter away from a person. But again, I can understand why they would do such a thing. Besides that, I want to say that I really do enjoy the fact that this game gives me a lot more of a Black Ops feel. No, I don't want to say that it's actually the same as Black Ops, because it's far from it, but the fact that it's more of a back into the past kind of game, and not a futuristic setup like the other Call of Duty's Black Ops games, I think really helps out. But this is more of a personal thing, where I just really didn't appreciate the fact that the games were so far into a distant future. Well, technically Black Ops 2 is only 3 years away from being quote-unquote realistic, so but this game to me just feels a lot better. Anyway, I do think that the maps are horrible. There's no way to sugarcoat it. The maps are just terrible. I do want to say that I think that one of the maps would have been really good, which would have been Checkmate, I believe, if they were just able to put an underground part on that map. Kind of like High Rise back in Modern Warfare 2, where you had that little part where you would go down into the other buildings. I think that having Checkmate do that would have been a much better map, because I actually think that it's one of the best layouts. But besides that, most of the maps really they make you camp most of the times. They're very easy for spawn trapping because some of the bad spawns. And again, I'm more of a run and gun type of guy, so the fact that there can be somebody 50 meters or 100 meters, 200 meters away from me, just aiming down the sights, killing me with a tactical rifle under 3 shots really is very frustrating. So I think that's the biggest issue that I have with the tactical assault rifles. It's not the fact that they are bad guns, but it's just the fact that the maps really encourage you using those guns. And since I'm more of a running gun type of guy, I really don't appreciate that. But it's something that you could work around, just have better maps, maybe bring some over from Black Ops. I was thinking about that. There's maps like Stadium that never really got much love that I really enjoyed back in Black Ops. Zoo, Hotel, there's several maps that I think that could definitely help, because this game does have good weapons, does have an actual good feel. So honestly, I don't really know why they won't do that. I do want to bring up the fact that I really like the way that they settled with the equipment and the lethals, and the fact that you get a stim shot. I'm not sure if the stim shot is something very new. Again, this is the actual first Call of Duty since basically Black Ops 2 that I'm really interested in. So I might be speaking about some things that have already been implemented into the game before. But I really like running with 2 Semtexes, the stem shot, and the trip mine. I think the mine is one of the best. It's just really, really cool addition. The trophy system is one that pisses me off the most, but that's mostly because I play objective-based games, and once a team pulls that one down, it gets really difficult to get them off. But I mean, that's just strategy. That's part of the game, so I'm not at all upset with that. I actually think that, you know, it's pretty good that you have something that gives you an advantage while playing the objective, which is something that unfortunately doesn't really seem to happen a lot in these games. I had a lot of games where I would try and play the objective and I would just end up getting killed 2 seconds after I spawn, because there's spawn trappers everywhere, there's people camping the spawns, and I just don't think that that's very fun. But again, that's just my opinion. And again, very map related, very related to the fact that the spawns aren't very good, but it is what it is. I want to mention that the fact that Krahu says that he doesn't like the score streaks. I actually don't dislike the score streaks. I think there's positives and negatives on it. I think that it's very cool the fact that you don't have to go on a massive kill streak. For example, if you get 30 kills and you have 7 deaths, you'll still be close to getting one of the highest score streaks. So I think that that's actually pretty cool. But there's one thing that I do not like at all, and that's the fact that there's some kind of spawn protection. I don't know, again, how long this has been into the game, but man, that really sucks, because I was actually able to get the gunship, AC-130, and the attack chopper, whichever one it is, but basically all 3 iterations of the chopper gunner, and it just doesn't feel the same when you're trying to attack the spawn and there's people that are spawn protected. It just doesn't make much sense. But I understand why they did it, but I don't really like it, especially because I definitely do agree with Krahu that they're so difficult to get. Like, even with the fact that I mentioned that you don't have to go on a massive kill streak to get them, it still takes a lot to get certain score streaks. So I think maybe toning it down a little bit wouldn't be a bad idea. But again, I am a fan of how score streaks now work. It's just the fact that the spawn protection kind of throws me off a little bit, and the fact that they seem to be so hard to get. Honestly, that's it. Anyway, the fact that I feel like also there's a bunch of tryhard lobbies. I don't know if this has to do with the skill-based matchmaking that Krahu and a lot of people complain about. I assume that it has, because the amount of tryhards that I come up against, basically the worst part of the game. It's not even the maps or anything, it's just the people that are just sweating it out, you know, trying to get 30 to 40 kills instead of actually playing the objectives and all that. But that might have to do with the skill-based matchmaking. But I also want to mention the prestige. I find it interesting that now you can prestige without actually losing any levels. But what's the point in prestiging when that happens. That's one of the things that I don't really get. I like the fact that now you just prestige and you move on and you don't lose your weapons rank, you don't lose your weapons. That was something that kind of bothered me, and that's why they even came up with a thing. I think it was in Black Ops 2, where you could spend a token to keep one of the guns that you would have to unlock all over again. But in the past, you used to want to level up because you would get more custom classes and all that, and right now I'm not seeing any advantage to prestiging besides the fact that you get extra stuff, basically, like more calling cards, different emblem. So, but again, at the end of the day, I think that this game could be good. It could be much better than what it actually is. And this game has a long life cycle. It's about a year long. So I do think if Treyarch do keep putting in the effort, that this game can be a lot better than it is today. And I don't think it's a bad game at all. So I really hope that they focus on making some better maps. That would honestly be the biggest thing. Maybe work on the skill-based matchmaking because the tryhards are just too much. There's just little things that you can nitpick that aren't great, but every Call of Duty has those things, and then you go back and think, oh man, this game was so good and we took it for granted. So I do think that Black Ops Cold War is a good game. It has its flaws, definitely it's not perfect, but it's one of the few Call of Duties that I can see myself playing for more than a fortnight in-game, and that hasn't happened since Black Ops 2. I think I might have played 13-14 days on it. Compared to the 40 plus days that I spent on Black Ops, you can see that there's a massive drop off. But I do believe that this game can be fun, it can be better. I just think that they need to focus on the maps. Like I said, the maps, the matchmaking, and just keep on working. I think that this game can be really, really good. But anyway, guys, that's all that I wanted to say. I wanted to thank Krahu. Man, if you managed to listen to all this rambling, I did try and put a little cheat sheet in front of me, but even then I feel like I rambled a little bit. But thank you if you managed to listen to the video. This is the first one that I've been able to make in a long time, that I actually put in effort into the commentary and everything. So if you're listening, I do appreciate that. I just wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and hopefully when I see you next time, maybe the gameplay will be better, maybe the game will be fixed, but yeah, just enjoy your holidays, and I'll see you next time. Bye.